Hello everybody! Today I come back for a video that is a bit different from my usual videos. It's not a review or anything, but there used to be a tag going around, I'm not if it's still happening, but it was 50 facts about me. And because today I'm launching my new channel, Luscious and Bellini, which is a beauty channel, I decided I would do 25 bookish facts about me on this channel and 25 facts about me a bit more beauty based on the new channel. You'll get the link in the description down below if you're interested, please check it out. It's mostly going to be reviews of makeup and beauty products and just like all that kind of things. So if you're interested, just go look. You know, it's mostly going to be like reviews of makeup and beauty products, basically what I do with books, but you know, with beauty products and loads of makeup because I love that. So I hope you'll enjoy that, and if you do enjoy those kind of things, don't hesitate to go check it out and maybe subscribe. Thank you so much. My first fact when it comes to bookish will be that I think I started reading on my own. I was about like 5, I think. I was about 5 when I say reading on my own, but what got me into reading, at least according to my mom, is that she got me subscribed to reading magazines when I was really small. I think the first one I got, I was like 1.5 or maybe 2. Like basically we got this every month for every few weeks. I can't remember, like every 2 weeks or something. And we got those like small magazines, and you had stories and comic strips and this and all that, and games. And so my mom would read them to me, and apparently she thinks it comes from there. I just got the habit of it, of reading all the time, and I loved them. So yeah, it's very much possible. They still go around. They're called Pomme d'Api and Poppy, and they're pretty popular in France. I don't know how it goes in the UK or I don't know how it is in the UK or in America, but here we have quite a lot of them. And you know, I grew up with reading magazines like this, and I kept having them until I was 16 or 17, because you have like different magazines for each age range, and it's really cool. I really like it. So much hair today. I'm sorry if I keep pushing it back, but my hair is going to be crazy with the heat and all that, so it's impossible. Like, I can't see. I need to go. Second fact is that the book that got me into reading series and fantasy and like bigger books when I used to was Harry Potter, of course. I actually went to see the third movie with my sister. Before, I used to hate Harry Potter. I don't know why exactly. It was a bit of a contradictory feeling, because I had one of my best friends whose name was Juliet, whose name is still Juliet, who really loved it, and she would talk about it all day, every day, and I hadn't read them, I hadn't seen them, and it just annoyed me so much because I didn't know what the hell she was talking about. And to me it's just a bit out there, wizards and all that. I didn't really like it, and once I went to her house and she forced me to watch the first movie, so I made myself fall asleep to show her that I didn't care. But like 3-4 years later, my sister and her friends got me to go see The Prisoner of Azkaban, and I really loved it. And even though I hadn't seen any of the other movies, I understood better than my sister. So I decided to just get the books and read them. And it so happens that my great-grandmother had gotten me Prisoner of Azkaban, and we had a library in our school, but the first book was out, somebody had already taken it, and I couldn't have it. So I decided to read the second book first, and that's how it started. I read the second book, the first book, and then I jumped to the third book. And in between, I read third book extracts all the time. It was very messy. But then after that, I really fell in love with it, and I really do think it's what got me into reading big books and liking series, because I learned to love characters for quite a long time. Well, thank you, Marine, for taking me to see Harry Potter. It all started with you. Actually, talking about Harry Potter, for a very long time I wanted to have red hair instead of my brown hair because of Ginny, because Ginny was my favorite characters in the books, and I just really liked her, and I just thought she was really cool, and I don't know, I wanted red hair. However, my very favorite character besides Ginny was Hermione. I really liked her, and I really looked up to her, and I could relate quite a bit. So, you know, after a while I just said, well, you know, I'll have Hermione hair, which is basically what is happening today, if we're being honest. My favorite book series ever is probably the Elana series by Pierre Bottero. It's a French series, and I don't know if you have it where you live, but if you're interested in reading it, I've mentioned it many times. It's fantasy, it's a bit medieval, like, I don't know, it's a bit... Anyway, it's really good, and it changed my life. And if you want to know more about it, and if you're interested to read it in French, or to know if it's been translated in your language, come and see me. I'll see with you. First book that got me into reading in English, and the first book that I've read in English on my own, I was, I think, 14 or 15, and it was The Last Hero by Rick Riordan. It was the first book of the Heroes of Olympus series, and I absolutely love Percy Jackson and the Olympians, and I didn't want to have to wait for the translation in French to read the book, because it can take quite a few months, sometimes more than just a few months, sometimes 6 or 7 or 8 months, and I just wasn't feeling it, and I really love Annabeth, so I wanted to know what happened. Of course, I got a bit disappointed when I saw there was no Annabeth in the book, but yeah, it got me into reading. It was really hard, and I made all those like flashcards of words that came up all the time, but I kept forgetting, like, you know, just like, what's new today seems so easy, but back then it was so hard. All the words like he exclaimed, or he cried, or he startled, he shrugged his shoulders, all that is really basic, but when it's the first time you read a book in English, it is so hard to focus on what they're saying and to understand everything, and it's really frustrating whenever you have to look in the dictionary all the time. So I made all those flashcards, and that's how I started reading in English. I've always liked reading books, and I have a huge collection of them, and especially I used to love reading what in French is called La Bibliothèque Rose and La Bibliothèque Verte, the green and the pink library, and they're basically, the pink library is from like 6 to like 9 or 10, and green library is 10 to like 12 or 13, and like you have Totally Spies. Maybe you don't know Totally Spies, I don't know if you know Totally Spies. We have like Totally Spies book and witch books and Winx, the Winx's books, and all like those kind of what to us are huge TV shows for kids, and absolutely love that. And so I have them all, and every once in a while I still read Totally Spies. I also have quite a few Nancy Drews, which were in the green library, and in French they're not actually called Nancy Drews, they're called Alice. So there you go. I really love to organize my shelves in a very specific way. It's by size of books, but also by series and by authors and by date of like publishing, and it's just very hard to understand for other people. I get very frustrated if you pick up a book from my shelves and then put it exactly where it was. It really annoys me, and I love to organize them, and every once in a while I'll just empty everything and put it back, and I spend hours looking at all the books I have and rereading my favorite extracts, and those are really happy days for me. I actually worked in a library, not this year, but the past 2 years throughout the summer. I worked for a month there, and I really loved it. I was a bit disappointed to see that a lot of librarians in France are not actually that much in love with books, or not very diverse, like they're not very diverse when it comes to their books. Like they have their very own thing that they like only this. And so yeah, I got a bit disappointed about that, because it was a bit like, oh my god, I want to be a librarian. I didn't really want to be a librarian, but I like enjoyed it, and I loved working there. It's just that really bugged me. But it is so rewarding when you have somebody that comes up to you and that says, hey, could you please give me an advice, and you give them the books and that you think they'll love, and they come back a week later and they say, that was amazing, thank you so much. And I had kids do that, and I think it's really great. Really what I love more about books, when you can share and you have people enjoying what you've given them, and it's just like this sense of community, which is, it's so awesome. The two characters I probably relate to the most in all the books I've ever read are Hermione Granger. Like I said earlier, I'm not even close to be as bright as she is, but I was a bit of a know-it-all. I still am, honestly. I was a bit of a know-it-all when I was in school, and I didn't fit in really well. I did, like I had my friends and it worked very well, but I was a bit of an adult in a tiny child's mind, and so I was a bit of what is it? A killjoy? I was a bit of that, like, no, I'm not gonna do that, it's just not responsible, kids, just, can you think? And so yeah, and when I saw her doing that, I was like, thank God I'm not alone. And the second one, which came a bit further along down the road, would be Annabeth Chase from Percy Jackson. Like I said earlier, I really love her, and again, I'm not even close to be as bright as she is, but we're very alike in the way we love and the way we do things, and most times when she does something, I tell myself, you know, that kind of what I would like to do, or it's how I would have done it too. And it just, yeah, I can just relate to her. She's just, I just really like her. She's very flawed, but she has a a very good heart, so at least I hope I'm even just a little bit like her. My OTP of all OTPs when it comes to books is probably Isabel and Simon in the Mortal Instruments. I don't know why I got so much into them, but like, they just come on my page and I'm like, oh my god, they're here, what is happening? What is happening? Are we gonna marry each other? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And I just go into complete fangirl mode and I can't help it. And I love them so much. Isabel is one of my favorite characters ever. And Simon is so funny, and I just really like how different they are and how still they make it work, and they're so lovely, and I just really enjoy them. My favorite things to read about in books are friendships, especially girls' friendships. And sometimes it's quite rare to get a good girl friendship, like when it's something else than just talking about boys. But like my favorite ones are, I really like Isabel and Clary. At first it was a bit messy and like a bit like, I don't like you and all that, but they've grown into it and now it's gotten much better. And so I really like that. I also like Rose and Lisa from Vampire Academy, Elena and Evelyn from Le Pacte des Marchands that I was talking about earlier. Who else? Yeah. Annabeth and Rachel also, that's starting to build. I'm hoping we get more of that in the future. And I also really enjoy boys' relationships. Like, you know, I don't like Jace in the Mortal Instruments, but I really like his relationship to Alec and to Simon. And just the boys between them, I find it so interesting. Because, you know, I'm a girl and I don't really know what it's like, so I like reading about it. And not just then, but also in Magnus Chase and other many more books. I'm talking about all the same ones, but it's only because it's the ones that come up to my mind. But I really like that, and I really like family relationships like Isabel and Alec, for example. I really love siblings is a thing that I really feel strongly about and that I really like to read about. The books that made me cry the most, I think like the first two books that come to mind would be the third book of Le Pacte des Marchands, that keeps coming up, by Pierre Bottero v. Allen, the third one, which is Elena la Prophétie, so Elena the Prophecy, really, it's that easy, broke my heart into teeny tiny pieces. And whenever I feel really bad, or whenever I feel like I need to renew myself, it's the book I go to. Like, I read this book and everything crumbles down and I just build back up as I read the book. It's just wonderful. I liked it. I more than liked it. I adore it. It's like, I don't know, I can't say, but it's amazing. Like, pick it up. The second book is probably, I can't remember, but I think it's the third one from Vampire Academy, which I think is Blood Promise. I would look it up, but they're in my cardboard boxes for when I move to London, so I can't because I don't want to just mess everything up. But I think it's this one. It's the one when she's in Russia, basically. And, oh dear, broke my heart. Really did. I am a Gryffindor and I am a Thunderbird, at least according to Pottermore. Gryffindor, I have no problem believing it. Like, I'm a bit like this. I've always felt Gryffindor, and every test I've ever taken has told me to be a Gryffindor, even though, you know, I could be a Ravenclaw. But I'm more of a Gryffindor, I think, at the end of the day. And recently I took the new test for, I think it's Ilvermony, I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it. It's the American school, and they told me it was Thunderbird. So I don't know what to think of that, but I'm gonna think it's okay. When it comes to Divergent, I would like to think that I would be a Dauntless, but honestly and objectively, I probably would not be. First of all, I wouldn't be able to bear the tattoos. I have vertigo, although I do like sometimes like challenging it, but no, I would be, I know it's not about being completely fearless, it's more about being empowered and accepting that you have your fears and struggling against them to conquer them. But I don't think I'd be good at it, and I'm really not a physical. Like, I'm a really bad physical person. I run for 2 seconds and I'm breathing like I've smoked 25 cigarettes, so probably not. I probably would be more of an erudite or an abnegation. I think I would be a lot like abnegation in some kind of ways, like have ways like this, but I would not be able to give up on makeup and beauty and hair and all that, so I'm way too shallow for that. So I'll probably be an erudite at the end of the day. I'd also probably be, when it comes to Percy Jackson, an Athena's daughter. I don't have much else to say about that. Like, I don't know who else I could be, basically, so I'm gonna go for Athena. If I had to pick one fantasy world to live in, it would be Hogwarts, closely followed by the Shadow world, but they're too messy over there, so I'm gonna stay with Hogwarts, like, you know, tradition. My favorite children's books is Winnie the Pooh, and my favorite character is Eeyore, because he's always forgotten, poor thing, so I want to love him twice as much to compensate. My favorite standalone ever is probably I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. My internet is not working. Is that it? Yes, Jandy Nelson. It made me cry a lot, and I think it's very beautiful, and the pages are awesome. So yeah, that would be it. My most owned authors are probably Sophie Odwara-Mekonian, who is a French author. Her Tara Duncan series is 12 books, and I think I have around 20 books from her. Closely followed by Pierre Bourdieu. I have so many books of him as well. I have a lot of books. I even have children's books of his. And then Cassandra Clare, because I have all of her series, which is a lot. Rick Riordan for the same reason. Still more coming up all the time. And Rachel Mead, which helps because I have Bloodlines and Vampire Academy, so that's already 10 books, plus others that I've read from her. I want to read The Glittering Court, by the way. If you read it, do tell me below if you liked it, what you thought of it. I think it's not come out yet, but some of you maybe have ARC copies. Like, if you did, tell me. My favorite thing about French literature is probably theatre. I go for classics like Molière, and I love On ne parle pas avec l'amour by Alfred de Musset. I actually don't know how you say that. I know I've looked it up for another video, but I don't know how you say that in English. If you're interested, tell me down below and I'll check it out for you. But yeah, I really love theatre. I'm not a big classics fan. Like, honestly, most classics I'm like, bored to death. I don't like Victor Hugo. I don't like Émile Zola. Who else don't I like? Many people. I don't especially enjoy Camus, except for his theatre plays like The Just, which I absolutely adored. I actually did a French literature recommendation video a year ago when I first started this channel, so I'll put the link down below and you can check it out and, you know, maybe pick one up and tell me if you like classics better than I do. But I like English classics more than French classics, but I'm not very classical, honestly. Favorite French children's books is Les Malheurs de Sophie. I don't know how you say that in English. I will look it up to see if you know. It's just about this little orphan Sophie. Well, she's not an orphan, but she loses her mom and bad things happen to her, and it's just terrible and it's really sad. But in it there are two characters, which are the perfect little girls, Camille and Madeleine, and my second name, Lena Camille Margot, comes from that book, and I loved it when I was small. I read it, I saw the cartoons, there's been a movie released recently, which I need to see. So yeah, that would be my favorite one. I absolutely hate people who dog ear their books. I think it's just awful to do something like that to a book. But I need to say that I have many bookmarks. I keep buying them and I keep not using them, and I just like take a receipt that is on the table next to me, or I fold a tissue in four, or most times I don't even bother and I just learn by how the page has stopped at, which is really annoying because my bookmarks are so cute. If I'm reading Game of Thrones now, so if I had to choose between direwolf or dragons, I would definitely go for direwolf. I don't see the appeal in dragons. They're big, they cast fire at your face whenever they want, they probably don't smell really nice, and keep just like screaming at Daenerys in her face, so she probably smells all the rotten meat. It seems really slimy, they're not especially pretty, and like I said, I'm quite shallow, so I like pretty things. And you can't really snuggle to them. I mean, direwolves, furry, fluffy, loyal as hell. Awesome! When it comes to the Harry Potter fandom, if I had to bring a cat, a rat, or a toad, I think those are the three ones, but there might be a bat somewhere. I know it's different in the book and in the movie, so I get a bit, but it doesn't change anything. I would still pick a cat. I have a ginger cat that I love so much, and yeah, I would definitely bring him because he would snuggle to me and keep me company. And lastly, if I had a patroness, I like to think I would either be a mare or a snow leopard, because I don't know how you say leopard, Snow Panther. One of those two. I like to think it would be one of those two because I'm quite carefree, although that's not true. I'm an anxious person, but you know, at the end of the day, I can be a bit wild and all that. So I like to think I would be this, and still like I don't know. I'm very, but I think I would be them. But honestly, I'm probably more of a cat, a lazy cat. And last but not least, 5 books from my TBR, the 25th fact. I'm gonna have to put little facts down there because you probably haven't followed, and I haven't followed either. So put little things because I didn't do properly 25 short facts. I just went into stories like I always do. And my videos end up being 20 minutes and everybody hates it. I'm very sorry. So 5 books from my TBR are Anna and the French Kiss. I've had it for a while. My sister got it for me for Christmas 2 years ago, and I haven't been able to get into it. It seems pretty cheesy. I actually asked her to buy it for me, so it's really nice that she got it, but I'm not sure. Graceling, like I said, The Glittering Court. I have to read Forbidden, which I heard about from a book Utopia, and I think it's about incest, so I'm quite interested in that. And The Love That Split the World. Of course, I have way more books to read, but those are the ones that I just thought of and that are right here, waiting on me to be read by. Well, thank you very much for watching this probably really long video. I'm very sorry. If you are interested, like I said at the beginning of the video, I started a new beauty channel. The link will be down below in the description box. I hope you'll go check it out. If you don't, that's fine, and I'll see you very soon for more book videos, probably about Game of Thrones, and also English books that I would recommend when it's the first time you want to read in English and you're not a native. Thank you very much for watching this video and have a very good day. Bye.